My name is Naomi. I work in a small massage studio tucked between a florist and a coffee shop, a quiet corner of the city that always smells of lavender and rain. The walls are painted warm beige, the lights dim and golden, and music drifts softly from hidden speakers. I've worked here for 3 years, long enough to recognize most clients by the sound of their footsteps. That morning was slow. A soft drizzle outside, the kind that turns streets silver. I was arranging towels when the bell above the door chimed. She stepped in, a young woman with damp hair and the kind of calm that doesn't ask for attention but still fills a room. Her name, she said, was Iris. "I have an appointment with Naomi," she smiled. "That's me," I answered, surprised by how my own voice softened. She looked around, her eyes catching the warm light, then back at me. "It's beautiful here. It smells like quiet." I laughed. That's the idea. In the treatment room, the air was still. I explained everything the way I always do: what to expect, where to place her things, how the temperature can be adjusted. But she listened differently. Not politely, but intently, as if my words mattered more than instructions usually do. When she lay down, the sound of her breathing blended with the faint rhythm of the music. My hands moved automatically, years of practice, but my mind didn't follow the routine. Something about her presence made everything feel slower, lighter. Her hair framed her face like a question I couldn't answer. When she exhaled, it sounded almost like relief. Halfway through, she said softly, "You're very calm." I smiled, though she couldn't see it. "It helps the clients relax." "And you?" she asked. "Who helps you?" I didn't reply, maybe because no one ever asked that before. When the session ended, she sat up slowly, tucking her hair behind her ear. Her gaze lingered, warm and curious, as if she wanted to say something but couldn't find the words. "Thank you," she said at last. That felt different. I wanted to ask what she meant, but she was already at the door, slipping on her coat, the bell chiming softly behind her. The room smelled of jasmine oil and something faintly electric, like a spark left behind. That night, while closing up, I found the appointment card she'd forgotten on the counter. On the back, in small handwriting, she'd written, "Peace feels strange when you're not used to it." A week passed before she came back. I told myself it didn't matter, that clients come and go, that she was just another name in the booking list. But when I saw her name again on the schedule, Iris, something in me steadied and trembled at the same time. She arrived in the same calm way as before, though her eyes looked brighter, like she'd carried sunlight inside. "I wasn't sure you'd still be here," she said with a half smile. "I practically live here," I replied. "The city outside can wait." The room was quiet, the same scent of jasmine oil drifting through the air. She noticed it, smiling faintly. "You use the same one." "It's peaceful," I said. "So are you." I turned away to hide the sudden warmth in my face. The world shrank again to the sound of soft music and breathing. When the session began, the rhythm of touch and silence returned. Steady, careful, familiar. But beneath it was something new. Not tension, exactly, but awareness. The air itself seemed to listen. Every movement felt heavier with meaning. Halfway through, Iris spoke quietly, her voice blending with the hum of the diffuser. "It's strange," she said. "Last time, I felt like I'd finally stopped running." I paused for a moment. "And now? Now I don't want to leave." The words hung between us, too tender to disturb. I continued working, slower now, as if trying to stretch time. When it ended, she sat up, her hair falling across her shoulder. I handed her water, but she didn't drink. She just looked at me. Really looked, as though searching for something I hadn't realized I was showing. "Naomi," she said softly. You make everything feel quiet, even the parts of me that aren't. I didn't know how to answer, so I didn't. Sometimes silence says more than truth can. Outside, evening light pooled through the window, painting the room gold. She stood by the door, hesitant. "Do you ever close early?" she asked. "Sometimes." "Then maybe next time, don't." She smiled, left the door open for a second too long, and was gone. The scent of her perfume, faint citrus and warmth, stayed longer than she did. That night, as I folded towels, the city hummed beyond the glass, and I realized I'd memorized the sound of her breathing. Love doesn't always rush in. Sometimes it lingers, like oil on skin, like light on water, until you finally notice it's been there all along.